Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Today we are going live a few minutes late, but we're talking about StimaWELL. One of the reasons why we're a few minutes late to the 1 o'clock start time is because I just got off a call that went a little long about our wonderful red light panels, and she just wanted to learn more and more. So today we're going to be talking about one of our technologies called StimaWELL. Now, I'm guessing most of you have never heard of StimaWELL. So you're in to learn something new today. I have the only unit in Michigan, and there's only a couple hundred of them in the whole world right now. It's an amazing piece of technology that actually combines multiple different things that you have likely heard of. So I'm guessing all of you out there have heard of a massage. Hopefully, many of you have tried a massage. And there's all different types of massage products. So in this day and age, there's different technologies that do massage. Many of our favorite ways is a hands-on massage. So that's one of the things in this technology that we're going to be talking about today. The other thing is e-stim. That is a type of technology that's been around for a number of years, used most often in like a physical therapy office, and traditionally set with pads that go on the skin. And then you have little controls of how much you activate the muscles. And the idea is to make muscles that aren't working work better. Another unit that many of you might be aware of is a TENS unit. A TENS unit is very similar in look to an e-stim unit, and it uses electricity just like an e-stim unit, and it has pads just like an e-stim unit. But the purpose of it is to put it across an area for pain relief. So that's because we're going to confuse the signals in the body to think that there's not pain there. And then last but not least, I'm certain all of you have heard about this, and that is heat. And heat feels good. It feels nice. It's a great therapy. There's tons of different ways to use heat therapy. You can use jacuzzis. You can use hot showers. You can use saunas. You can use heating pads. There's pros and cons, but today we're going to be talking about all four of those things combined into one machine. And the biggest difference in this machine compared to any of those things that we just talked about is it has a control mechanism that can be made specifically for you. So what do I mean by that? So there is artificial intelligence in this technology. So when we do an e-stim, a TENS, a massage, or a heat, that's controlled by any type of technology, it's the same, don't matter who's using it. We put the controls to something and it doesn't adapt or change. The crazy awesome part about this StimaWELL machine that I'm about to show you and I'm about to turn it on is it actually adapts to your body. So there's hundreds of different settings for specific conditions to help yourself or to help patients. If you're a doctor watching this, it's really great stuff. The other cool part is it doesn't take hands-on. It does it without you having to be there as soon as you program it in. And it feels great. So let's jump right over into looking at the machine. So the machine in my office looks something like that. And then it's really simple to turn on. You just go to the back here and turn it on. And voila, it's on. So let me show you what we're looking at here. So you can see this is the actual machine that controls everything that we're going to be talking about. And then what we have is a remote control too. So I use this most often as the doctor. You can use the stop button and you can use the up and down button for changing the intensities when you're on the machine yourself. How does it look? Well, it comes in a couple of different ways, but the way I have it in my office is it looks just like this. And each of those different panels there, you can see here, there's lots of different individual components. And the reason for each of those different components is you can program each of those components specific for the patient. And you can turn certain ones on and you can turn certain ones off based on what you're trying to accomplish for the patient as well. Or, of course, I use it at least once a week myself. So you can program it specifically for yourself as well. And then here we have this type of bolster, it's called, and that is to comfortably have the patient be on this. But the cool part about this particular product, we can make it adapt to the patient because it moves, it's flexible, it's bendable. I've taken this to other offices. I've taken this to workout gyms so they could try it out. I've taken it to yoga clinics so they could utilize the mat itself. If you're a doctor, it's great to take it to these places so you introduce it to patients that never heard of it. Obviously, if I have the only one in Michigan, there's not a lot of people that have heard of this technology. So let's go on over into the machine itself. So if you can see the machine itself there, you can see that there is a heat setting, and the heat can go all the way up to 40 degrees Celsius, or you could actually turn the heat completely off if it's someone who doesn't like heat. And then there's a setting here, and it goes from 0 to 100 in terms of the intensity. And then there's a time here. The times can be used anywhere from 10 minutes. If you're doing it like before you do a chiropractic adjustment, like we utilize it in my office at times, before you're doing a physical therapy treatment, 10 minutes is ideal. If you're doing it more comparable to like if you were getting a 1-hour massage, then we would do that for 30 minutes. And for those that time is an issue for, a 30-minute treatment on here is equivalent to a 1-hour deep tissue massage treatment. And then there's also specific treatments that you can set up. See, right now it has a standard setting, but I can raise and lower the intensity of the area that it's at as the doctor or the prescriber in the area, or if we use the remote control. But this unit has, before we start anybody on it, we can actually calibrate each of those pads to how the person is feeling. Some people are going to be able to handle a lot more intensity, and some people not as much intensity, just like any type of therapy, adjustment, massage that you might get. So it's going to be specific for them, set up, but we can also control it. If as it's going, they can either typically handle more, or sometimes it wakes up those nerves and we can handle a little bit less. The other thing that we have with this is once we set it and it's running a program, like I said, it is wise because it has different readings built into its programming to give feedback to the AI that's in the machine. And so I've had doctors and patients, but it's always very interesting when doctors who are trained to know their body, know their muscles, physical therapists, chiropractors who have laid on the table, and in the first treatment, they're like, we didn't program it to them. We're just giving them a sample. And they're like, how does it know that I have more of a problem in one area? And how come it's working more in that one area than other areas? So you can notice that as a doctor, we've gotten a lot of that feedback from patients too, which is way different than traditional massage. Of course, a thumper gun or any type of roller table or percussion table. It's going to be the same in that area based on whether you turn it up and down, or based on like a roller table is just going to be the same back and forth, right? The same thing with e-stim or TENS. We set up the pads on the back, on the shoulder, wherever we're setting it up. And whatever the intensity, you can put it up or down, but it's not responding or adapting to anything that's going on with whoever is using the machine. So this actually does. And then what else does this machine have? It has hundreds of different programs. I'm going to pull them up here so I could show you to get specific with different treatments. So it has a whole host of pain type of treatments. Again, one for pain therapy, one for intervertebral disc. The disc therapies with the low back and the neck have worked out fantastic in my practice. You can see if you're not a doctor, you might not know what any of these words mean, and that's completely fine. That's our job to set you up on the right program. Then there's muscle therapies in for the neck, the mid back, the low back, specific therapies. And then the deep tissue massage. One of the ones that we use most common is called the Lindworm. It goes up and down the body. That's more of that chronic tension, the shoulders, the pain, massage type of thing. A huge one that we get results for is there's one that has migraine and headache wave therapy. This has helped people really with chronic migraines and headaches reduce and get rid of, in some cases, their headaches altogether by using this table. And some people just this table, some people this table in combination with chiropractic care. So I've talked a lot about this table and what it can do and how it feels. I'm going to open up to take some questions because I always want to see exactly what people want and the questions that they want answered. And that's what's most important. So the cool news is if you are close to Utica, Michigan, you can come try out this table. $10 for the first 30-minute treatment. And then we have monthly packages if it's something that you just really like. If you're not close to us, you can give us a call. You can message us, and we will look for someone who's close to you if you're in a different state, or we can potentially get you set up with a demo. So here's a question. What specific conditions or health challenges is StimaWELL best suited for? That's a great question. So it helps with a lot of specific conditions. The ones that we find it most impactful for is people that have disc bulges or disc herniations, to help them reduce their chance or avoid surgeries altogether, to help them be on less painkillers and muscle relaxers, and also just to aid in the other type of treatments we do in our office, which is chiropractic care, physical therapy care, and traditional massage care. But we've also helped it tremendously with people's posture and the tension that they get from this. It helps even out those muscles and draw our muscles back by getting the overstimulation of those muscles and balancing it out. Feels good, gives you a lot of relaxation when you use it. With the headaches, as I mentioned previously, and anything that's a chronic tension. And a lot of people will use like right side of the body more than left side of the body based if they're right-handed or left-handed, or their job requires using more of one area. Maybe they are someone that plays a sport repetitively, and it can balance those muscles out. What is the scientific basis or research, supporting its effectiveness? Great question. So if you're interested in getting that detail, there is actually a manual that I can show you. This product was made in Germany. It's heavily studied, and I can send you that information and you can go through it with your scientific mind there. What are the recommended protocols for StimaWELL treatments, like their duration, the frequency? Another great question. So it depends on your condition to specifically give you an answer to that. So some people, if you're just using it for relaxation and recovery, it might be once a month, once every 2 weeks, to just keep the body in max performance and feeling really good. For other people, it is traditionally for using it to help heal something at least 2 to 3 times a week for 4 to 6 weeks, like we would do with a lot of other therapies. And when we do those treatments vary depending on what condition, but max of 30 minutes and minimum of 10 minutes. And that repetition is going to really help the improvement of how those muscles are reacting, plus help with pain relief, which everybody loves, and help that you get the optimum lifestyle back that you want. I'm going to open up these blinds and see if I can help with the light situation here a little bit. Let's see here. All right. There we go. We can see that way better. So what are the, are there clinical studies or peer-reviewed research backing StimaWELL's effectiveness and safety? Again, yes, there is. And it is in a big, long, I don't know if it's 60 pages, 100 pages. There's a big, long manual that if anybody is interested in that, you can send them, whether you're a doctor, potential patient. We love to have that research to back it up. What percentage of patients typically experience improvement, and over what period of time? Yeah. So the good news is, like many therapies, if patients and people are consistent with their care, we have seen in tremendous effectiveness. If they're coming 2 to 3 times a week over 4 to 6 weeks or greater, we're having a 90 to 95% improvement success rate, meaning they're getting improvement. Some people are getting their problems completely fixed, and other people's are just having progress. Like any healthcare, it doesn't work for everybody, and we will know traditionally within a couple visits how well it's working for you. What type of patients are best suited for the StimWELL treatments? So the StimWELL treatments is made more specifically for people that have musculoskeletal issues. So who are the best people for it? If you have musculoskeletal issues, chronic tension, posture issues, pain issues, that's who it's going to be best for. Are there specific certifications or approvals for StimWELL technology? There is. It's all FDA approved. It's been studied, lots of research. Like I said, we can get you that information if that is something you're interested in. Are the treatments covered by insurance or eligible for reimbursement in certain cases? I wish I could tell you that it was more covered by insurance, but like most good new modern technologies, it's hard to get things covered on insurance. So the STIM part of it could be covered on some people's insurance, but generally speaking, it is a very affordable cash based monthly programs that we set people up on. And that's why I start people off on trying it for $10, because number one, we want to make sure that it's right for you, that you like how it feels, not that it's just going to be effective for you, but you like how it feels, because we don't want people coming in being miserable on it. And we get wonderful feedback with how it feels, especially if people have tried eStim or TENS before. They know how the electrical feel feels to them, then they usually love it. Does everybody love it? No, not everyone loves TENS. Not everyone loves eStim. Not everyone loves the feeling of the electrical component of it. Everybody loves the results or is neutral, meaning it either really works for them or their progress stayed about the same. And again, it's way more common, 90+% that have good results from it. But the feel part of it is just going to be individually based. Like some people like hands-on massage, other people don't like hands-on massage. If you don't like hands-on massage, this is a great alternative. Nothing can replace the human touch. A hands-on massage does things that this can't do, but this also does things that humans can't do. Humans can't activate one muscle from one side of the body to the other, and humans cannot adapt along the process while stimulating other areas. So there's pros and cons to both. Are there contraindications or any known risks associated with its use? Yeah, that's a great question. So the same contraindications or risks that would be used with eStim or TENS are the biggest ones because it is using electrical currents. So things like pacemakers or electrical components in the body, we wouldn't use it with that. As an abundance of precaution, we're not going to use it with pregnant people. And then also as an abundance of precaution, we're not going to use it with people with epilepsy. So those are the three major things that we wouldn't use it for. And yes, every person should be screened before they get on a piece of technology like this. And we do that in our office and would train any doctors how to do that. Can it be integrated with other medical or rehabilitation technologies? I don't know exactly what we're trying to ask on that question, but it can be integrated in the sense of it helps if you're doing chiropractic care. It helps if you're doing physical therapy care. It is a form of physical therapy. And it helps with doing a lot of other different types of things in the office. So we integrate it with our treatments to get patients max results. What unique benefits does it offer to patients and practitioners? So I'm going to start backwards, start with the practitioners. With practitioners, it is so good to be able to put someone on a technology that you know and the patient knows is specific for them. So it's not just everybody gets put on this and it's going to give the same thing, whether they have condition A, B, or C. It's going to adapt to their body and give them the best treatment for them. As a practitioner, it's also really good. You can train staff how to use this, how to screen people for it, and how to set all the settings. And the only time constraint is if you're doing a full calibration on the first visit or a subsequent visit. And it's not necessary to do that. It's just for maximum optimum use to do that. So if you're doing just the 10-minute treatments where they're doing that before care, you wouldn't go through the whole calibration. But if they're signing up to treat a condition and they're doing like 30 minutes of care, then it takes about 10 minutes for a doctor and 15 minutes for a staff member to calibrate each of the settings on the first visit. But then when set, they just find the patient's name that's stored in the computer. And again, each time with the patient, it improves their treatment because it's remembering them from last time and making better progress. You put it on there, start it up, ask the patient if they're comfortable on it, and then set a timer and let them do their work. With patients, what's so great about it? Well, it's great because there's nothing else like it. There's nothing else that can stimulate your muscles, balance the muscles from one side to the other, while also giving you the pain relief of what the TENS can do, while also throwing in the massage. And does it feel like a traditional massage? No, but you'll be amazed on some of the settings, how much it feels like there's actually fingers in there massaging you. And what I liked best about it the first time I experienced it is the shoulder blades. And to get behind the shoulder blades, a massage therapist can't get in there. No one can get in there. This feels like it's getting back behind there and it's giving a current to help those muscles and that tension in there. And that was just majorly impactful. And I know I'm not the only one that has that tension because there's so much computer work, so much phone work, so much. I'm a chiropractor, I'm bending forward, that causes that tension in the shoulders and shoulder blades back there. And this can get in those areas like nothing I've ever seen before. It also speeds up the time. My mom got off it and she said, Keith, this is the best massage I had in half the amount of time. And who's pressed for time? I know so many people are, right? So many people are like, I'd love to get a massage, but I don't have time to get a massage. So this can be hugely impactful for them. And if we're going to do 10, 15, 20 minutes on a patient before they do care, if you're using a roller table, this is just going to help them out so much more. Your results, your care, your patient satisfaction is going to go up. If you're the patient, you're going to be like, yes, I want to use this, not that roller table anymore, even compared to like the thumper guns and things like that. So those things, if you're traveling for you, if used appropriately. So with this, we don't have to worry about overstimulating an area. We don't have to worry about just staying in one spot and using it too much, which unfortunately is what a lot of times a patient or staff might do if we just had the technology that's just staying in the one area, whether that be with the eStim, whether that be in some type of massage tool. This eliminates that from happening. Why? Because the machine knows based on the heat readings and the different readings that it gets to not keep going back to one area. So there is the wonderful ability to not just be like every other machine that's one size fits all. So that's appealing to the patient. Why? It feels better. They get better instant results. They get better long-term results. And it's better to the doctors because you don't have to spend a lot of time on it. Once it's set up, every time on the after. So what's the downsides? Well, the downside is there has to be moisture. So that's really the only downside. And of course, if you have certain electrical things, you can't do it. So when we're setting up on this, so we would put water and mist it down if it's direct skin contact, or in our office, we have different shirts. We have blue shirts, we have black shirts, we have short sleeves, we have long sleeves, where we have a little bit of branding and logos on the back. And then on the front is that. And then when you wear this shirt, they can wear their own shirt. It just can't be 100% cotton. I like to say, since Lululemon is a big fad, if you wear Lululemon, anything that polyester or nylon, just spray down the back with a little bit of water. Patient lays on that and they're good to go. As soon as someone experiences it, they are much less concerned with getting a little bit of moisture. And you don't have to get them soaking wet. It's just a little bit of mist. It's just to develop the electrical conduction between the pads and the person's skin, or in between the shirt, the human body, so it can start doing its work. Again, we can move this adaptable. I've moved it onto my chiropractic tables so that it's easier for the patient to get on and off. The unit itself is pretty light, only comes with a couple of pieces, has lots of storage, comes with a great 3-year warranty on the products and services on it. And if you're if you're a practice who does not want to have where it's movable like this and where it looks like a little more high end, it actually comes with a table that you can just have it stationary in one spot. And it's really, really nice looking. It's got a bunch of wood around it. Again, once it's there, it's got to stay there. So you might have it in a particular room. We have open adjusting and where I can see the patients, so I can have some conversation back and forth, like a PT office or an open chiropractic office. If you are doing this in an office that has individual rooms, we could put this in an individual room. In our office, we shut doors, turn lights off. Some people like to get nice and calm and relaxed. And yeah, there's different options. If you're interested in how you can bring this into your practice, would love to have a conversation about the different options for you. This technology can be found on our Healthier Tomorrow website. It can also be found on our Healthier Tomorrow Facebook page. And come and watch us here at YouTube. We were talking red light therapy last week. We're talking StimaWELL, again, 4-in-1 therapy, massage, e-stim, TENS, and heat combined all in one, driven and run by AI. And there might be attachments to this coming in the future, because you might be saying, well, how much does that do? Well, for the average person, it does from the neck to about the waistline. If you're a shorter person, it might go into the buttocks. But yeah, as of now, it does not go into the legs or arms. But this company is cutting edge with their technology, so I wouldn't be surprised if there was some additions coming in the future. Again, if you have any questions, please message us. Find us at Healthier Tomorrow, the number 4, the letter U.com, or on Facebook. Hope this could be productive and helpful for all of you. Would love for you to come try it out. If you're in Southeast Michigan or around the country, there could be someone close to you with one of these mats for you to try out. Appreciate everybody's time. Sorry for running a little behind. We will do better next week. Next week, we will be talking again, 1 to 1:30 on YouTube Live. Come with your questions. If you have any questions ahead of time, reach out ahead of time. I'll make sure to address them and answering them right here on our live stream. Appreciate all the great questions. Everybody have a great rest of your day.